Hi, this is Marcy from Brown Panel Music, and today I'm going to talk to you about finding major 7 chords on the keyboard. But before I get into that, I want to talk to you about two different things. Number one, finding a half step as opposed to a whole step on the piano. Now, a half step is going from one note to the next, one key to the next on the piano, one piano key to the next, with no tone in between at all. So say, let's try G. I should turn it up. Okay, so G, and you go up one, up a half step, you're going to go to the black key. There's no tone in between, so that would be G sharp. You can go downward, G down to, you can say G flat. If you're going down a half step, it's flat. There are also a couple of keys that do not have a black key in between. Those are natural half steps from E to F. That is a natural half step. There is no key in between. There's no key in between B and C. Those are natural half steps as well. So if there's absolutely no key in between, that's a half step. And I just wanted to make that clear. I don't know where anybody who's watching this is in their learning music theory. The other thing is, when you see on music a symbol for a major 7 chord, you're going to see one of the following three things. You're going to see, for example, C major 7 would say C MAJ 7, or you'll see C capital M 7, or you might see C triangle 7. Those all mean major 7. G major 7, F major 7, whatever key you're in. If, however, you see something like C with just a 7, that's not a major 7 chord, that's a different 7 chord. I will talk about that in another video. So anyway, let's get started on learning 7th chords. Okay, so major 7 chords. If you happen to know, let's say you know about 3 scales. Let's say one of the scales you know happens to be C major. So to form a C major triad, you take degrees 1, 3, and 5 of the C major scale, and there's your C major triad, right? Okay, so if you want to make a 7th chord, major 7th chord, you take 1, 3, 5, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is how we number them. So 1, 3, 5, and 7. Well, that's really nice. You know, nice and full, but sometimes this isn't always practical. It's very, it's a lot in your hands. And it depends on what the music calls for. But another way to play this, and a good way to learn how to get around the piano and with your major 7 chords, play the root in the left hand. You can go down an octave too. You probably can't see that on my screen, but you can go down an octave. You can play a octave root if you want, but play the root, which in this case is C, in the left hand. With your right hand, find that C major triad and simply move your thumb down a half step. There's your C major 7. Okay, so you can do the same for G. We know that G, let's come down here. We know that G major scale, F sharp. So 1, 3, and 5 gives us our G major triad. 1, 3, 5, and 7 gives us our major 7. So take 1, 3, and 5, find your G and your bass. Well, do this. Half step down with your thumb. So this would be G, this would be G7, or G major 7, sorry. G7 is a different chord. This is G major 7. That's a different episode. So this is G major 7. This is C major 7. Here's G major 7. F major 7, same thing. Put your thumb down a half step. The F major triad, F, A, C. Put your thumb down a half step. Play the root in the left. And you can almost make a chord progression out of it, that was 4, 5, 1 essentially. If you were in the key of C. Kind of. stuff like that. And as you learn new scales, you can find more 7th chords just by starting with the tonic, or the first degree of the scale, which is tonic. Like say you learn D. It has 2 sharps, including C sharp. I think I'm going off screen by then. But anyway, you see the first 5 notes, 1, 3, and 5. Okay, so the 7th tone of the D major scale happens to be C sharp. Again, find your major triad, put your thumb down a half step. There's your D major triad, or D major 7 chord. A, E, B. You can just go around the circle of fifths. And what is the circle of fifths, you may ask? That will be another episode. But if you just know right now, you know C major scale, G major scale, and F major scale, there's 3 major 7 chords you can work with. And there are other 7th chords. There are dominant 7th, minor 7th, and diminished 7th chords. These will all be separate episodes. This is the major 7th chord that you just learned. So happy harmonizing. You can use that to kind of play around. Yeah, just kind of make something up. So there you have it, the major 7 chords.